welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please, if you're in this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment. And please always come back to watch my videos. And I really do appreciate your big support to this platform. And in today's video, we are actually going to have very interesting discussion. So please remember always to put a notification bell so that you don't miss out on some of these interesting videos that actually will be coming directly to screen. Please subscribe, like, and comment. And please always come back to watch my videos. And I really do appreciate your big support to this platform. Yes, I have actually been in position to see the development that is happening at the construction of Daniel's. Very good thing. I've been following it almost each and every day to see how things are moving, and I'm really glad that things are moving very well on his construction side. And I said it from the beginning that all will be well, with him. Me, I always like seeing when good people, their life is changing here and there. It is really very motivative to see what is actually happening. Because a young man who had nothing, a young man who had almost lost hope, is now starting to see light in his life, and it's actually a very good thing. So I would really still want to encourage our good people there who actually are willing to help. Let us ashamed them, because there are individuals who actually wanted to try to pull him down. But me personally, I said no, I will stand with him. And I stood on my grounds, and I'm very happy to see what is actually happening. Big up to you and all our good people outside there who are actually supporting him. Big up every time, and much respect, and thank you, our good people. I really appreciate it. I've also been watching videos from David Jr. The construction is actually moving well. They're starting to plan to roof the house, and also all is moving out well. But now I have started seeing a lot of people now are flocking to David Jr. People want help, people want assistance, people actually want his attention. That is now what is happening to David Jr. Now, in the village, people have now noticed that the only person who can actually help them in this community right now, apart from the travel command, is actually David Jr. It's actually David Jr. Apart from the travel command, it is actually David Jr. There is a lot of suffering in African villages. It is very true. No jobs. Surviving is even hard. Very hard to survive. But also, there are greedy individuals who actually don't want to see other people progressing, which is actually very bad. Very bad. But when people like David Jr. comes out and trying to help the people in the community, the individuals with a poor mind, their brains are so rigid, very rigid, that they cannot see beyond even where they're stepping. And these are individuals who are really trying all their best to fight David Jr. so that they don't see any progress happening in the community. They are actually the enemies of progress. And one of those idiots is actually this individual who call himself a leader. A very stupid guy who does not want to see clear direction. They have a mentality that when people are broke, they can easily rule against them. Any development that is happening in the village, you find this stupid guy is always there to try to block it. when the construction of Grandma Coco, was almost getting done, this very stupid guy calling himself that the leader, he went to try to cause problems there. And when he realized that things had actually become so hot for him, he resorted to take the tractor that is organizing the entry to Coco's place and working on the road. That was a camouflage. That guy does not have a clear heart. His heart is full of jealousy, full of confusion. And if David Jr. had not even, come up with a video and talking about, threatened him about the issue of the road, where David Jr. construction is, he was not going to work on that road. But because of pressure and what we have been in position to come up with, he was able to work on that road. He is a man with poor mentality, a greedy man, and, a corrupt guy. And he calls himself that a leader in the community. There is nothing good about that individual. And me, when the time of campaign on what and what reaches, I can assure you, I'm going to decampaign that idiot. He is not fit to be a leader in that community. He is the first enemy of progress in that community. That is not a leader. What type of a leader have such characters? A very confused guy, probably, even when you see him moving, you may think it's maybe some wires are not connected. That a leader. What type of a leader will always want to fight development? What type of a leader is that? That he is the only one who can do all these things. He wants that everything that is happening in the community, he's the one doing it. That is greed. That is greed. He tried that working on the house, a tiny house of Miami, a house of less than maybe even $1,000. He failed because of greed. The man was swindling money for buying cement here and there. And people failed to see the results of a tiny house, not even $1,000. Greed. The man is a fool. He is too greedy. He's a greedy guy with a rotten mind, a rotten kind of thinking. Then you find him moving in the community that is a leader. My foot. What type of a leader is that? A leader who is corrupt. A leader who is confused. A leader who looks like a lunatic. Very stupid guy. I saw him. He had made a video about me. And he's talking. Yeah, why should... You are very, very stupid. I don't think even, I even don't think in your own home, I don't think even people respect him because of greed. He does not want to see anything bypassing him. When he sees something small like this, he wants to grab it. That is a guy I'm talking about. It's called fake village leader. Very corrupt guy, very confused. His character is not supposed to be serving the community. The guy is fit. The work that I see is good for him. He's actually digging pit latrines. That's the work I see that is actually good for him. Because he claimed that he did a teaching course. That he did a teaching course which he actually failed. He cannot. Because of his kind of thinking. He is a very primitive individual, who is so aggressive when he sees something good in the community. Very aggressive, and he wants to grab everything. What he's doing in this community is not good. You know, a man who first goes and develop other places and forgets about where he comes from. What type of a leader is that? You know? And when people comes out and talk, that is when he wakes up that, now I need to go and work. You know? A greedy man. A greedy man. That is not how we Africans are going to develop. And he has a lot of jealousness in him. Every day he's talking about David Jr. Every day David Jr. Every day Congress Dad. Every day the travel command. And I'm like, but what is your problem? You know? Nobody has stopped you to go outside there to do what David Jr. is doing. When they see somebody have started a project, they start thinking of how much money is coming. You know? That's what they think of. That now you can see that project. David Jr. has probably eaten a lot of money from that project. And yet even sometimes these people are even gambling to get some money of buying a bag of cement. But you find an individual who is very bad-minded is only thinking about how much is going into David Jr.'s pocket. People with the poor kind of thinking. They don't think in a positive way. For them, they think of how much is the guy generating in his pocket. Nobody has stopped them to go and do projects. I have been in position to see the fisherman, Kintu, going outside there that he's doing projects. I have never seen any project that Kintu has done from the beginning up the end and it is complete. I've never seen. You see a project that he has started, it has stopped. He jumped to another one. He starts, it has stopped. He keeps on jumping and jumping and jumping. You know? Now, I'm wondering, the fisherman with the type of jumping that he's always doing, does it always, after generating money for that project, does he pocket it or not? Or he fails to do these projects and he rushes to take off? I really don't know. Because I have now seen several projects that he always starts, but he can never finish them. A lot of projects. So I'm wondering, what is wrong with the fisherman? What is wrong with the Kintu? He started a project, he has not completed, he has jumped, he's on another project. You know? But he was one of those individuals who went to disorganize the project that the travel commando was doing. And he failed. The one for Coco. Where, you know, the snare that made him to be arrested. So he's jumping from one project to another. You see, when this individual sees, you know, when travel commando is handling such a project, maybe David Jr., when they look at these things, they look at it like it is very easy. Money will keep on flowing. When they start, they get stuck. And when they get stuck, they run off. They go and start another one. You know? They are always after creating confusion in the community. You leave projects, go with what you can handle. If you can handle building a muddy house, you build a muddy house. You know? Because it seems like a permanent house these individuals cannot manage. They cannot. That's why you see them keep on jumping from project to project. They are like tourists. You know? They are like tourists in the community. And I can assure you, people have lost trust in them. You know? People have lost trust in them because you cannot be jumping. Every day you are jumping. You start a project, you have jumped. You start a project, you have jumped. When will you get tired and settle? You know? When will you get tired and settle? And now for me, it has made me to start thinking, probably he's looking for the money to finish his GCAS too. Because I've also got to realize now that the Jigas people, they have also realized that this fool is using them for his own personal benefit. He's not a clear person. That's what I'm saying. And he will never be clear. From the word go, he has never been clear in whatever things that he does. Very corrupt individual. A man who only minds about things that favors him. And when some of us comes here and talk about some of the things, they feel so bad that we don't want to see them progressing. But we are seeing what you're doing and you're doing completely nothing. Let him come out and show us that I have started this project and I have completed it. For me, that's what I want to see. Because every project that I see this guy going to, things keeps on failing. Things keeps on failing. And he can never go back and to show people the progress of what he has been doing. He will never show people. But you give them chances to make noise about the travel command. They can open their mouth from morning to evening without even keeping quiet. This is what we have been talking about. You stop confusing people outside there. That you know how to do projects, you know how to do this and this, and yet actually you're failure from the word go. You're failure. You're failure. Complete failure. So, the truth of the matter is, we know individuals who can do projects and they will complete. When the issue of the orphanage came, they are the very people who started opening their mouth, throwing, the so-called, this confused individual, he calls himself the lion, Masubo. He went to the orphanage and, he said, money was given to the travel commando and he ate the money. They were shamed when things were delivered to the orphanage and things were moving so well. They got ashamed of themselves. Useless individuals. Trying to fight people who are trying to change the narrative, of the life of our people here in Africa. And there are individuals who are actually very busy fighting us Africans who are here to ensure that we don't unite. They don't want to see unity in our villages. They don't want to see unity in our countries. They don't want to see unity in our towns. There are individuals who are actually promoting that kind of mentality. So that we keep on fighting each and every day. We keep on having a lot of disorganization, a lot of hatred towards ourselves. I was able to watch a video from Ernesto when he was talking so badly about Brenda and the husband. It is actually very, very bad. Very, very bad. That now individuals are trying to promote a wrong narrative that when you come from another country, you are not supposed to go and settle in another country. That is very, very wrong. And when Ernesto came with that kind of madness, I said, you need to go back to school. It is not right that these fools are trying to spread division, hatred, and promote all these useless kind of things, which we don't want to allow that kind of stupidity to progress here in Africa. We shall try our best to fight those kind of demons so that they don't progress with their mentality here in Africa. That is not right, because we need to unite, and that is how we are going to develop. But every time you see somebody is coming out with something good and they're going there to fight, every project that the travel commando start, they want to go and bring confusion. Anything that they see somebody is doing that is good, they want to try to go and bring confusion, which is not actually right. Allow somebody to do the project. And it's the reason why when the fisherman was doing the project of these people with jiggers, we said, yes, it is good. What you're doing is good. But now, let us see the results. Not just jumping here and there like a confused individual who have lost direction in life. And yet, you are being used to create commotion, to create hatred, division among our people here in the community. That is what we are going to stand very, very strongly against. When you look at individuals like, the Gaiti, these are individuals who are just being used to spread hatred to their own brothers here in Africa, to create division, to spoil the minds of people outside there so that they don't actually start thinking straight. But why should you fight your own brother? Why should you fight your own brother or your own sister? Because these individuals would actually be very, very great and happy with what the Travel Commando is doing, what the Mwangu is doing, what Dave Jr. is doing, what these other people are doing. Because when you remember the so-called African Rhino, when she started, trying to destroy the brand of the Prince Dimwangu, we came out very, very strongly to condemn African Rhino that we are not going to allow this kind of madness. And actually, we have been in position to calm that situation. And I can assure you, we are not going to get tired with useless individuals who are trying to cause a lot of division, a lot of hatred, and are trying to divert our Africans who are really trying all their best to bring development here, development that we are seeing with our eyes. It is time for people actually to unite and move forward and stop spreading hate, division, and all this kind of thing. It's not right. I was able to watch a video from this confused fella, the so-called Kukuman. Kukuman was very busy attacking his own brother, Chef Matiko. And I was like, but now, Kukuman, what is your problem? Is it because Chef Matiko have succeeded in life and for you, you're a failure? You are only very busy in the village causing problems, roaming in the village like, like a mad person. No? When he sees something that he can poke his nose, you will see him coming and making a lot of noise. When he sees somebody is doing something good in the community, he's very busy criticizing. He's very busy. And now I saw him in his video, is coming out that, the reason why our videos these days are not doing well, because you release a video and then somebody comes and make a video talking about you and demoralize people from watching. It is because what you're doing is not right. When you're speaking the truth, we are going to come out and say, no, this guy is speaking the truth. But if you start scamming money from the deceased family, we are not going to allow. And those are the things we always talk about. We are not, again, you tell me anything that Kukuman has ever done, which is so positive, and we really see that it is positive, and we have been in position to talk against. We are not such people. When something is good and we're seeing this is something that will going to bring development, we always promote and say, this is actually good. But when you come out and you start talking about people, you start insulting people, we are going to come out to condemn you. To condemn you and to put it on your face that you actually did good to scam or to steal money from the deceased family. You can imagine, money was sent to Kukuman, and what he resorted to do was actually to put that money in the pocket. Money for the deceased family. And with no shame, he came out and made a video that he has no shame, he has eaten the money. Whoever want to talk, let him talk. Now, and then now you are coming out, you are saying, when he makes video, we come out to make videos to counter his video, and that's why he's not making views. Do the right thing. And when you do the right thing, nobody is going to even to bother with you. Nobody. Nobody. An example is Village Echoes. He used to talk so badly about the Travel Command. He used to criticize and talk all useless things about the Travel Command. But when we see that the man has actually tried to change, we are like, yes, this is the way to go. It's the way to go. And I saw Kukuman with this useless group coming out to attack the Village Echoes. And I said, no, this is not right. The man has changed and he has left you in the mud. You dance in the mud. You leave the man to progress. Leave the guy to go ahead. And for you who is still confused, you remain there with your confusion. Remain there with your confusion. You will lament and you lament and you lament, and nothing good is going to be on your plate. Please, if you're in this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment. And please, always come back to watch my videos. And I really, really do appreciate your big support to this platform. Let's first of all watch this clip. And then when I come back, we shall continue with this video. Actually, very, very strong. Let's watch this clip.
Maybe one of us, between me and my cousin and my uncle, maybe one of us, there is a person who will not like it. And my other family members that they are doing YouTube. So I've decided to beat down my ego so that at least I can speak this out. It's a message to more solely to Chef Matiko and others who maybe they when they see me maybe making videos. You know, in these streets, guys, we have so everybody has his opinion. Everybody, that's the reason why we have, everybody has his knowledge, you know, or everybody has his talent. For example, my cousin Chef Matiko said that he's working at Spain. He's a electrician. Let me say like that. He's making stuff of electricity, those stuffs. No, so when he's making that, that is his. Maybe he's not his. Maybe he's not even. In fact, it's not his talent, because I know he was, when he was at Nairobi, he was schooling for kinge spoons and sufurias, you know, and knives. That is what he was training, and oil and onions and all those things. But now, because God has lifted him, He has shown him a way, you know, has opened his way. He wants to take that ego and he wants to put everyone on his toes. That will not happen, my brother. But the only thing that I want to let you know from my bottom of my heart, I respect you, I respect your family, I respect your mom, I respect your making conflict. No, it's not YouTube. What you people, you have forgotten that everybody has his opinion.
Yes, so you have been in position to hear from that confused fella, you know. You can imagine how he's describing, you know, describing Matiko, Chef Matiko, that the job that he used to do is that being a chef, because that is what I think Chef Matiko studied. So for him, he's looking at it, probably the way he's describing it, it's like he's minimizing that type of a job. You know, he's minimizing it. But if I'm to ask, since according to him, he's minimizing that job of Chef Matiko, let him show us what he does. You know, apart from crying every time in the village, you know. And he was saying that Chef Matiko is now contacting, you know, the people, maybe like parents and something like that. Because you are seeing what this man is trying to do. He has by the talk a lot of things. I just don't want to play much of his video to my platform here, because he's a very evil person. He is talking so badly about Chef Matiko, and Chef Matiko is actually his cousin. You know? So you can now see how evil some people are. You are very comfortably, you are talking so badly about your cousin, only speaking evil things about your cousin, you know. And he's saying that the way things are going might not end up well. One of them might end up being arrested, and that's what he was able to say, talk about in his video. And according to the words that is coming from his mouth, that Chef Matiko wants to show the power that he has the money. The truth is, Kukuman, if you had your own money, you would not even be wasting time talking about Chef Matiko. But because you don't have, is what is making you open your mouth like a mad person. I would really encourage you that instead of wasting a lot of time, a lot of energy, trying to destroy your own brother, Now you see it now here. This is his own brother, his own cousin. If he can talk so badly about his own cousin, what about that to the travel command? What about to the David Jr.? You know? Because the person is very busy crucifying his real cousin. You know? What about now other people who are not actually his relatives? What do you think he can do? It shows you how evil and bad-minded this individual is, Kukuman. You know? I actually never expected him to do what he's doing to his own family members. You know? I never expected him to do such a thing. But don't you really see what he does? He's a mess in the community. This guy is a disgrace in the community. He was able to put his own cousin brother. You know, he is a relative to Mayan. But you remember what he did to Mayan? He made Mayan to be arrested, you know, for things that I don't know whether it was true or what. Mayan was arrested, put in prison. I don't know whether if it was true, then he did probably a good thing to arrest him because, you know, he messed up around with a young girl. You know? But now, it shows something. Because now this issue was, he had towards Mayani becoming complicated. You know? Because he's fighting Mayani. He's not fighting Matiko. So he's going to end up fighting a whole of family members. A whole of family members. How will you have peace? How will you receive blessings when you're actually doing such things? You know? Now he's very busy fighting Chef Matiko. He's very busy calling Chef Matiko all sorts of names. It is actually not right. And I will always condemn such act. You know? It's not right. Wish for your family member well. When one of your family member is actually doing well, you will be in position to support one or two or the other. Remember, one of their uncle, now that is claiming he's supporting, you know, that house where he was sitting, that home is actually for that uncle. You who came out one time and made a video with the Kintu or the fisherman, and the uncle was talking so badly about Chef Matiko. Now that is the uncle. This individual, this fool called Kukuman, is now in support, you know, that he did he did the right thing, you know, to attack Chef Matiko. He has been praising the uncle. You know, instead of him coming out and say, uncle, but now where was the problem? We need to resolve all the things. Greediness is not going to take you anywhere. And don't be jealous of somebody's progress. Yours might not be today, maybe the next day, maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. But when you start fighting like this, people are watching. And those who would be in position willingly to help you will not be in position to help you because of the bad heart that you have. You know, this is not how things are going to work out for you. With a lot of greed, with a lot of bitterness, with a lot of hate deep inside your heart. And everything that these individuals keeps on touching, keeps on failing also. I don't know why. Probably this guy is just a cursed person. You know, he looks so confused, you know. And you can imagine, he's the very one, but that's a guy who used to share his wife with another man. And when the guy comes to his home, he tells the guy that, I'm going to the trading center. You know, I will come back after 2 hours. His wife, you can imagine. You know? So me, I'm actually not surprised. Because if he can do such a thing to his wife, what about now? A man who can say, you know, my friend, me now, I'm going. You see his reasoning now. See how he's talking about his own brother, Chef Matiko. He wants to try to destroy them. He wants to try to spoil for him. What type of a brain is that? There are some individuals who actually went to school. You know, they say, you know, you have sold a cow. You know, you sold the cow and you end up taking a cow to school. Somebody said that. This individual is actually a cow. Now you see his behavior. See his type of reasoning. You actually see a man with a very empty head. You know, very empty head. He does not reason. He does not care. He does not. It's just useless. It's a useless man in the community. You know, but give him time to move in the village, and he moves and he's breathing like it's not going to reach where he's going. You know, please, if you're in this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment, and please always come back to watch my videos. And I really do appreciate your big support to this platform. Please, if not today, maybe tomorrow. Brian, if not today, maybe tomorrow. Thank you so much, my good people. Much respect to you, and big up to all of you watching me from the USA, UK, Canada, and all of you from the Caribbean. Thank you so much for always turning up to watch my videos, and big up to my good people here in Africa. Big up every time, and thank you so much, and thank you a million times. Much respect to all my moderators. Thank you, and thank you a million times. See you again in our next video. God bless all of you. See you when you see me.